Second part of the Vata series, the Vata Dosha series. This time we're going to focus on the qualities of light and mobile. So let's go back to the element of air and ether. We're talking about the qualities of these elements. So if you think about air as a molecule, it's light. Okay, it doesn't have much weight to it, and it's got this gravitation, anti-gravity sort of effect. It's also mobile as well. Okay, so the lightness and then its mobility sort of go hand in hand, because obviously if something's light, it's easily moved around a lot. Okay, so I'm going to look at the physical aspects of these qualities in a Vata constitution, as well as the mental aspects of it. So physically, the light and mobile qualities will manifest in a way where a Vata constitution person has quite a thin frame. So they tend to be quite taller, thin-framed, very light bones, so quite fragile bones, they can break easily. Their hair might be a bit thinner, that's why it's a bit curlier. And they also, because of this mobile quality, they move quickly. Okay, so Vata constitution people, because of this lightness and mobility, they're able to move around and do lots of things all of the time. So you might know a Vata person, or maybe you're on yourself, where they're just always busy doing things, and they always want to move around, and they want to do more and more and more and more. This is why they enjoy activities like dancing, because they love that movement, because it's so inherent to their nature. Because the air in them has that quality of lightness and movement, they can dance all night, they want to party all night, and they tend to be the life and soul of the party with this aspect of themselves, because they love moving, talking to different people, like, yeah, being the life and soul of the party. They also love the travelling, because this is moving around as well. So they maybe like move in different places, like in terms of in the area, like moving houses or locations and that sort of thing. So movement is the key thing here with their body. They're physically moving. Okay, so if you when you're in your human body and you want to feel like you need to move, there's only certain things that you can do, and they're going to manifest in some way, some hobby or activity. So it's movement there. So they're very nimble as well. So one thing that is interesting about the Vata constitution is that this air creates the movement. So they're really mobile, but they don't necessarily have the strength and the stamina to do it. So from this movement, they end up getting really exhausted. Okay, to counterbalance this, it's really important for Vata people to slow down, because what they'll find is that their body is trying to move them to do something. But actually they've got to take a bit of control on that and understand that it's time to rest, and they won't have the stamina. They're depleting themselves by moving so much. So mentally, Vata constitution of the qualities light and mobile, if you think about it in the terms of your thoughts, light and mobile thoughts, they're going to move really quickly. So it's the Vata constitution mind is like all the time, like the thoughts jump from one idea to the next. They want to do this and they want to do that, and then they're talking about this and they're talking about that. It's always moving, okay? And then when it gets out of balance, it's like too fast, and then in comes the anxiety. I can't sit still, my thoughts are too fast, I can't sleep. It's because of this racing thoughts, they won't stop, because they've got that light and mobile quality. So this light and mobile quality also has the effect of rising up, okay? So the energy in a Vata constitution person has a tendency to go up here, like in the head all the time, and the lower level of the body tends to lack the focus. So at the time when they need to rest their body, when the mind needs to slow down, it becomes really difficult. And then this also links into digestion issues and elimination issues as well. Because their energy is so light and mobile and directed upwards, they lack the energy in the lower areas of the body. So these moving thoughts are fast, and this causes them also to change their mind a lot. So they'll go through maybe different relationships, or maybe in one relationship they're like in and out, breaking up, going back together, breaking up, and this sort of debate goes on in their mind: should I, shouldn't I? Indecisiveness is sometimes very much linked to the Vata constitution when out of balance. So they can also maybe change careers, like career paths. Like they might be on one trail and then they're like, no, I'm going to switch completely and jump to the next one, because they have that light and mobile quality. They can. So their hobbies and interests might also change all the time. Like one week they're into this, the next week they want to do that. So they're always jumping around. This has loads of good points as well, like it makes them really creative. And another really good side of this is that they don't hold grudges in situations. They can easily forget things, because it's like something happens in their experience and there's something more exciting happens over there, and they just drop that and then go to the next one, and they don't even think about what's happened in the past too much. So that's a good quality of the Vata, is that they forgive easily and they can forget things, because that movement allows them to move through life without looking back or holding on to anything that keeps them stuck somewhere. So you mix these fast moving thoughts in with a bit of armour, which is toxins, which is sticky because it has the kapha quality, and they have this anxiety mixed with being attached to certain experiences. Okay, so this is sometimes a bit complicated to process, but in a balance, a Vata person can easily move through life and go through things, okay? But when they're out of balance, the anxiety and the fast moving thoughts too much, along with a bit of armour like toxins in the body, it may create this stickiness to situations and worry of the future as well. Okay, so you can see why this is so linked into mental health. It's unreal. So there's definitely a good side to the mental aspects of light and mobile. There's also the downside as well. Okay, so they, because they are changing things all the time, they don't stick to one thing, and then they can't stay in one place and build a stability for themselves, because they're always moving and changing. You finally get to a point where you're like, no. This is from my experience, you need to stay still, because you have to realise that that's where something else can grow. Even though you want to do all these things, you have to understand that you may not have the stamina, and you can also do a lot from where you are already. So this is the qualities of light and mobile. They're really good qualities when in balance, but they can also cause a bit of trouble in the mind as well when your thoughts are moving really fast. So if you're interested in how to stabilise this, there is a Vata pacifying routine you can try to follow, with a bit of diet to follow as well. So if you're interested, please get in touch, and I look forward to doing the next quality of Vata. I said.